Welcome everyone. Today is a special day because Sayli is one of the first who got their Caesar very recently. So congrats. She is now a consultant in Hillingdon, glaucoma consultant. So congrats. London will be very busy, so good luck. I think Sayli is one of the hard workers, I have to say, and since day one, she knows what she's doing. Yeah. And I was really impressed of how sort of keen she is, and when she signed up for the course, I to start with, when I started doing this like a year ago, I was quite concerned that not many people would be keen. Yeah, but Sayli came and she proved otherwise. Yeah, so the issue is that when you've got too many people, you cannot chase people up. I usually rely on people asking me, to sit down and have another session, or and she proved that quite well. So she knows what she wants, and I really relied on her to do that. Yeah, and at the end, yes, it's hard work, but I'm sure she would agree that it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Remember that we're all grown-ups. You have to do most of the hard work. Yeah, it's not going to be spoon-fed to you. We can support, we can guide. We're doing this, again, for everyone to watch and feel inspired. It's also the experiences. But at the end of the day, it is your career. You'll have to do that yourself. Okay, you need to prove that you can achieve what you want by spending the effort. Yeah. So, Sayli, can I just start again asking the usual question? Other than the course, yeah. So ignore the course for now. Tell us about your experience in general. So, when did you start working in the UK? How long was the process? Timeline? To talk us through it. How did you do it, basically?
Basically, I came to the UK in 2020. So I joined as a glaucoma fellow at Royal Free Hospital. And it was 2020, so it was like a very difficult time. So I couldn't get trained at that point because there were no theaters. So my contract was extended by a year, but at the same time, everyone said that if you are planning to stay in the UK for long term, then start planning by giving your exams and start collecting data because you might need it for CESR. So initially, to be honest, I was not collecting that much data because as everyone, I was like totally confused exactly what needs to be done, everything. But I started by giving the exams.
Because when was that? Which year was that?
2020.
2020. Okay.
So August. So I gave my first exam around July, August 2020, the part one. And then subsequently, like every year. So 2020 I started, and by April 2022 I had done my FRCOF.
Okay, that's good. So 2 years. That's not too bad at all. Okay.
Yeah. And then once I feel that once you pass your part one.
Let me just mute. Yeah, carry on.
I think once you give the exams, give your part one, part two, then everyone in the department starts taking you seriously that you are here to stay. Until you give the exams, I think they are not sure whether you're going to stay. Are you really keen on working towards the CESR? So once you start giving the exams, you've passed the exams, then they know that you are willing to do the hard work. And after that, I did a CESR rotation in the Royal Free itself in 2022. Where fortunately I was rotated through all the subspecialties.
So was it like a Caesar training or Caesar fellow or something? Was it called that?
Caesar. Yeah, so it was like a Caesar fellow and with a virtual component, more of a virtual component for glaucoma and retina clinics.
Good.
The idea being that where while I was doing the virtual, I could do the virtual over the weekends, and in that time I could go to the clinics to complete all the competencies and gain experience.
Okay.
And because my primary aim was to specialize in glaucoma, I was given one theater and one clinic for glaucoma as well, so that I could keep up my skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I think basically I started. So I did the CESR Royal College of Ophthalmology CESR course, and until I didn't know what I was doing, I was just keeping the hospital numbers of the patients.
Yeah, only
So
the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I could, whenever I needed, I could go back and search and see, like if I needed to some data, like afterwards, I would at least have the hospital number of the patients. So that I always kept, and I made a book where I then segregated them as medical retina, glaucoma, so that at least I had some evidence or something to look back if I needed to start collecting data.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did the Royal College of Ophthalmology course, and in that, because they shared all the logbook, and then they give examples of letters and everything, got a bit of an idea exactly how to go
So
about
you
it.
definitely recommend that course, yeah?
Yes, it gives us an idea exactly how things are, what they expect.
Yes.
So it gives us like at least a starting baseline where to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like even after doing the course, you're really confused, but at least you know something where to get started. And then after, and I was fortunate because one of my mentors at Royal Free, he had done CESR, so he knew exactly what evidence will be needed and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started collecting data, then I found, like when I was almost, like I think 90% into collecting data, I spoke to you because I was getting confused again as to how to organize all the data, because it's a lot of information and then you don't know how to organize it correctly so that it's presented in a proper manner.
But I remember that when we started speaking and sort of doing the tutoring sessions, you were nearly there. You mentioned 90%, so you were kind of ready, which makes my job much easier, because it's much harder to start from scratch. But it's not uncommon. Again, lots of people have no idea what they're doing, and we're starting from the very beginning. But for those out there who are nearly there, it just makes it much easier for me as well.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. And okay. So before other people start asking questions, let me ask you a few questions about the tutoring. Okay. So let's focus on about the tutoring. So what did you find useful? Why did you actually do the tutoring? So you mentioned that you were having difficulty organizing the evidence, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And in the college course, they did not speak much about organizing the evidence and how to collect the evidence and stuff. Is that correct?
Yes, so I think what happens is that everyone has a different way of organizing the data, and everyone tries to give it to you, but sometimes it's very difficult to process what they're exactly telling you.
Yes.
So because I think I'm old school, so I thought that I need someone one to one which I can speak to and tell exactly, like show them what my issues are. And then fortunately, when I showed you my data, you were very quick to advise me that, oh, this is missing, that is missing, that is missing. Like in the first meeting itself, you told me 1, 2, 3, 4, like this is not there, so then collect it. And then it was very helpful, because sometimes you feel that, is this data enough, do you need more, or this would be sufficient. And it's not about the main things, like the cornea, neurophthalm, like the major chunk, but the small bits and pieces, sometimes you just don't understand where to go. Like,
Yes.
will it be sufficient or not?
Yeah, that's the issue with the college courses. You know, obviously, again, gives you a very good broad introduction to the whole process, and
Yes.
the good thing
Yeah.
about, again, they interview, or not interview, but they get a couple of examples, people who
Yes.
have just
Yeah.
done Caesar as well, and they show what they've done, but it's not enough, I think.
Yes.
And not many people have got the time to, again, keep track of what you're doing and asking them questions. I'm quite proud. I mean, it's not great for the family perspective, but I'm usually available. I'm kind of proud of that,
Yeah.
because that's the most important thing. When you've got a question in your mind, you're saying, text me, and I'll be able to
Yes.
help.
Yeah.
Even, outside of the
Yes.
course, most of you have more or less sort of got in touch with me, and I try my best to support. But
Yeah.
you need that one-to-one
Yes.
teaching. Yeah.
Sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because the college, like, the tables which they had shared, the background, like the logbooks and the, like, the structure,
Yes.
I used the same one. And when I met you, because then you said that because you have collected almost 90% according to it, so keep it as it is.
Yeah, the Excel file.
So
You're referring to the
yeah,
Excel file, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. That
the
most people
Excel
have
file.
got.
So
Yeah.
I use that because it's like Rob. He's also very hands on when sharing the information.
Yes.
But someone who has already done it, it makes a huge difference if you can speak to them one to one.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when did you start the tutoring sessions? Do you remember? Last year, was it? Roughly?
I think it was around November,
Yeah.
October, November 2024.
Right. And we did 5 hours.
Yes. 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Again, for those out there, it's quite flexible. So, if you've seen the options, there's 1 hour. This is mainly for someone who is about to submit next week. We sit down and we just fill the blank points, just submitting at the end. Yeah. 5 hours is someone like Sayli, who is midway. She's nearly near the end. She just needs organizing of the evidence. She needs a few bits here and there. 10 hours is for someone who's just starting, so just very basic, has no clue what we're doing, and then, it's flexible from there on. I cannot, again, I've been doing this for some time. No one has needed more than 10 hours up till now, yeah? But there's an option, you can extend, but I don't think you need it, I think the most crucial ones are the first 5 hours, and then you get the habit of doing things, so you know what to do, and then you come up with a plan. And then it's flexible. So again, Sayli, I did not chase her up. So when she was ready and she needed another session, so she got in touch with me, and then we arranged, and then, yeah, okay, let's sit down next week or something. So
Yes.
it's quite flexible in that way, which is very nice. It's so everyone is happy. Okay, and what I'm not sure if how much you know about most people here, I think, are submitting through the new curriculum, not the old one. Yeah. Do you know anything about the new curriculum? Any idea about it? No. So sorry, guys. So because she, again, she's been doing the old curriculum for a while, so she won't be able to advise much on the new curriculum, unfortunately. But soon enough, I'm sure someone out there, I'm not sure who that is, will submit through the new curriculum, and will be able to get a better idea and more experience on how they were assessed, and you can have more confidence in the process. But still, again, I'm not sure, Sadie, what your opinion about this is. Still, the old curriculum, I think, in my opinion, is more structured. You know what you need, yeah, and if you ask me a very detailed question, I'll be able to answer. So I know and Rob will know, anyone here will know. So there's lots of experience behind it. Unlike the new one, when we're not sure. Even when you go to the training day, if you ask them a very specific detail, they might not know 100%. Yeah, because no one has been assessed by it before. That's the issue. And what's the most tricky bit that you faced in your whole application? What if I just asked you, what's the biggest barrier to the whole process? What would your answer be?
Biggest barrier is, I think, not organizing the data.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is the biggest, like, if as long as you have organized it properly, then you're able to upload it in a certain way. And then I think because of that, I didn't get into like only once the GMC asked me to reorganize that also, like the slides were not oriented properly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that was the major thing. But after that, when it went to the Royal College, I didn't get any asked for any correction. So directly the application was accepted. So I think the biggest barrier is like, if you don't organize your data, then it's a big challenge.
Because you put yourself in the assessor's shoes, so if you have everything organized and you make my life easy, I'll make your life easy.
Yes.
So it's how much effort you put in the thing, it will just come back with you as easier assessment, I think, and more lenient. But if, because lots of people have had the same sort of issue, they've spent lots of effort, and at the end they just, I've had enough, I cannot spend any more time, I'm just fed up with the whole process, and they just submit and that's it. But I sort of warned them that, okay, that's fine, there's nothing called an application rejected. Yeah, it will not be rejected.
Yeah.
But they will spend lots of time assessing it, so that's a waste of time, and then they will come back to you with missing points and giving you lots of recommendations, and that's in itself, again, a waste of time. Most people here are in kind of a rush, whether it's family reasons, whether it's job related reasons. Lots of people are actually at risk of losing their jobs as a locum, for example, somewhere, because they haven't submitted CESR, and they're advertising this job as a substantive, and they're faced with that pressure. So yes, I kind of feel the rush of you submitting, but still you need to do your best to get it from first go. Yeah.
Yes.
I know someone, we've interviewed someone before who got back about 70 recommendations. So his application was quite weak, yeah, but still at the end, he spent the whole year after that focusing on the 70 recommendations, and he got it at the end, yeah. So, so for those out there who are attending with us and watching this, if you're submitting through the old one, you've got a deadline, yes, but do your best to get it right, because
Yeah.
if you don't get it right, you're losing time. They will come back to you saying, okay, you've got 1 to 50 to do. If you don't get it right the next time, that's game over. Yeah. So at that point, you'll have to use the new curriculum with all of its new forms and new guidance and new requirements, and it's just from scratch, which is not the best thing, if most people agree. Um, has anyone got any specific questions for Sayli, or should I keep asking her more questions? Any
I
specific
think the
questions?
most
Yeah.
I think the most important bit is that I know, like, two things. What I went through is that sometimes you get so stressed that you don't do anything. Like, you sit on it for 2-3 months because you're always overthinking about it.
Yes.
But what I found useful is that just even if you start with the smallest and the easiest competency, like for example, visual acuity, and start doing the things, like simple things first. Once you start doing it, you get an idea exactly how to go about it, because sometimes you just see, oh my god, those are 180 competencies, how am I going to get it done? Instead of that, just take like the simplest CRS form of visual acuity.
Yeah, step by step.
Get
Yeah.
these two things done, and automatically you'll start realizing that if you want do one CBD, you can tick off so many CRS, like visual acuity, intraocular pressure, slit lamp examination, like these simple things. So it helps a lot if you take like one thing at a time, like small things, and then build it up instead of looking at the larger picture.
Yeah. And most people, as yourself and me, myself, when we're starting the process, the only thing that you do is just keep a list of all the patient numbers, which is
Yes.
fine. but it's not enough, because
Yes.
you will still have to go back to the system and look for these patients and write them as a logbook or something. So I think from the start, to save time, start putting them in the logbook. It's not enough. The
Yes.
number is not enough. I'm not sure. Have you ever, again, it's just easier said than done. Have you ever had that logbook open in front of you in clinic and then you straight away put it in? Impossible, isn't it?
Never,
Impossible.
because the clinics are so full and so busy, so it's very difficult. Like, I tried
Yes, me too.
that I would open it on one side and just do it, but then I would just end up adding in the hospital numbers as usual,
Yes.
because you don't get so much time to write everything down.
Yes.
But then at least in that logbook, I started adding the hospital numbers, so that at least I have it in front of me. When I go back, I just finish it. But you need to be like highly organized, and if you can do that, it's the best thing.
Yes.
But sometimes it's not possible, so at least every weekend, if you can take out like an hour or two and just focus, then I think that should, because what I have found is that consultants are very happy to support you.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, no one will, I didn't find anyone who was not keen to help.
Correct.
So everyone is there to help you, but obviously you have to take the effort to put everything up, and then if you go to them, it's easier for them as well.
Yeah.
So making the most of the support is also very important, like letting the the department know, and then
remember that
starting.
the departments usually want to invest in you as well. If they like you and you
Yeah.
like them, then usually that person, they know which specialty that you want to do at the end, and they're kind of saving that job for you if they really do like you. So make the best of that opportunity, because if you leave them and go elsewhere, which happens for lots of reasons, you'll start from scratch. So they need to know you as well to give you more, to be happy to sign things off. If I'm a consultant and this specialty doctor or fellow, whatever, has just started, why should I sign anything for him? I don't know him. But if I know that person well and I trust him, then I'll be able to help. Because there is this, again, fear from all the doctors in the UK that I don't want to sign something that I haven't seen. I don't want to
Yes.
sign off someone who I'm not sure what their capabilities are. So it makes sense. Some people are
Yes.
very chilled, but that's not always a good thing. Remember,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, yes, it's a kind of a tick box exercise, but it's training. Assume
Yes.
it's training. Assume that you're starting from scratch, because in a few months' time, you will be a consultant on your own. So if you cannot do a rupture globe or whatever, you will struggle. Okay, you will face lots of stress that you don't want. So Saima is asking about the logbook. So again, Saima, it's a good example of you wanting to just start from the beginning. You're building your portfolio from scratch. I mean, the first thing you need to do is read. Yeah, so we've put lots of videos similar to those on the YouTube channel, and there is one about the new curriculum as well, which is the portfolio pathway one on the YouTube channel. Watch that. We've covered everything really. Most people we've interviewed, actually all of them, have submitted through the old one. Yeah, which is a bit different. The old one is more to the point. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they look into numbers a bit. They want you to tick off all the boxes in the curriculum. The new one is a bit more relaxed. Yeah, so they're not that keen on numbers. Some forms you don't need to do. I'm not sure, Sadie, if you do that or not. There's the EPA form, EPA 1 and 2. It's general ophthalmology, and they don't need to actually do the forms inside of it. So including vision, pressure, pupils, all those sort of things, and more surprisingly, other complex stuff. So something like corneal scrape. So I think that's in EPA 2, I think. You don't need to do that anymore, which is weird, I have to say. I'm not really convinced that that should be the case, but they're considering them as general competencies. And if your supervisor is happy enough, and they know what you're capable of, and you're qualified enough, they don't need to see you do it. Yeah, so you sit down with them, fill out the EPA 1 and the EPA 2, and if they sign, done. You don't need anything else, which will save lots of time and effort. Yeah, so kind of ticking the box of general ophthalmology, in one go. So that helps a lot. That saves you lots of time. But I don't think it's fair. If you ask me, I don't think it's fair because my consultant might be chilled, your consultant is not. So why that sort of segregation? Why should it be different for some and not others? From the college point of view, they're not requiring to see any forms inside this APA. Yeah, it's not necessary. But will you be able to find someone you're working with who's happy to sign it off for you without actually seeing you do them, or without actually, seeing this evidence? That's the big question. I think Suzanne has her hand up. Have you got a question?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the nice webinar. I'm just checking. So I have been working for like 10 years here in the UK, but I'm checking. So I don't need. So I have to apply for the new system, not the old system. I won't finish before the deadline.
No, I mean, it depends. I mean, have you done your exam?
I have done.
Have you done your FACOs?
No.
So how many FACOs have you got left? All of them.
From the 250, I've got like 55 to go.
Right. So it's 350.
It's doable. Yeah.
It's doable, but in the old one it'll be 350 still. Yeah. But that in itself actually, it doesn't have to be 350, by the way. Yeah. So they might be okay with 320 or something, as long as you show that you can manage complex cases and you've supported junior trainees and stuff. Still doable,
Yes. Because sorry to interrupt, it is November, isn't it?
Yes, we've got like maybe 7 months.
Even if you imagine that, even if you submit your application for the first 3 months, it's still with the GMC. And what happens is that once you submit to the GMC, then once they assess all the data, before they send it to the college, they'll ask you whether you want to add in something else.
Okay.
So even if you have not completed the 320, suppose, and in those you have next 3 months to add in your FACOs. So if you are not submitting only because you have not done the FACOs, then I would suggest that just go for it, because it's still like till August 2027 she can submit, isn't it?
I believe it was June or August. I can't remember now. Is it line
27 or 26?
26. So
sorry, 26. Yeah, 26. So like next year, August.
Yeah.
So you still have like 8-9 months.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not only the FACO, and the department is not that supportive like the one you are mentioning. It's not.
So let me, can I just again interrupt? So let me again clarify something. I think I've mentioned this before. So let's say the deadline, yes, is in 6 months, yeah, and you submit the day before that, okay? Last day you submit, okay? You've got maybe 50 more figures to do. You've got a few more plastics. You've got a few more clinics that you haven't done. You can submit anyway, okay? As Sayli was saying, the GMC will look at your applications for at least 3-4 months, at least. Yeah, that's the best case scenario, by the way. And then once they think that things are okay, they will send it off to the college, which will stay again with the college for a few months. So at least, best case scenario, 9 months until you get a reply from the college. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when I want 320. What I have now is like less than 200.
That's fine. So that's 9 months from June. Let's say June next year. 9 months. So that gets you to mid 27, and then the college will come back saying, "Thank you very much, Suzanne, for your application. However, could you please give us 50 more FACOs or whatever?" And you've got a whole other year to do that. Yeah. So until 28, you've got that time to submit more stuff. Yeah. So from now you've got at least 2 years. Can you not do 100 FACOs in 2 years? I think you can. Yeah. And remember, if I can tell that you're Egyptian, yeah, from the name and from the accent. So I went back to Egypt to get a few competencies. Yeah, lots of people go to India. Lots of so there are options of doing some operations elsewhere. Yeah, so
Will it be recognized and added to the
of
email box?
course, of course, of course, yeah. As long as you get a verifier from there. So the hard to get competencies, the tap and inject, the rupture globe, those sort of things you can get elsewhere. That's fine. So yeah, just bear that in mind. The deadline, yes, is in 6 months. However, actually speaking, you have time until August, at least not August, so 28 to submit more evidence. Yeah? Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I
that's
think
good.
like you have to just keep going, because if you like at this stage, if you feel, oh, I won't do it and then I'll do it according to the new one,
Yeah,
then you'll waste this 9 months. So then if you say that no, I have to submit in May 2026, like if you give yourself a deadline of May 26, then 1-2 months you will obviously drag because something or the other will not be completed. But I think it's still doable.
Yeah, and when you submit, let's say the last day of the deadline, you submit, you will kind of know, and I might tell you, you've got this 1, 2, 3, and 4 missing, so you'll start straight away working on them. So when they come back to you in a year or so, you're ready. You can just submit straight again, and you're ready to get your Caesar. So there is still time. I suggest if you're okay-ish on the cataract numbers and you've got your exam, you're kind of ready. Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are other like glaucoma stuff, squint, other things need to be collected. So it's not only
Doable,
I know.
honestly
Okay.
doable, but there needs to be some negotiation. That's a big thing. You need some support. It's not easy. Some people leave their job and go elsewhere, which is fine.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, but not always. Again, if you've got family and
For the family,
that's the issue.
yeah. I have another question for the EPAs. Like you said, I don't need to fill EPA 1 and 2. There's a
That's the new one. That's the new curriculum.
okay.
Yeah, the old one,
Because
you still need those forms. So vision, pressure, the examination skills, scrape, removing a suture, I think, doing an ultrasound.
That's all I have done, and I have CBDs for them. But
Good.
if I'm applying with the new one, I don't. I asked in the college, and they said either to apply the evidence that you've done it, or to apply the EPA 1 or 2 as a collective thing.
That's not my understanding. So if you're doing with the new one, you still need the EPA forms. EPA is like the specialty sign off. Like a summary that you've done everything in that specialty, and then the consultant is happy, they will sign it off.
Yeah, I think the CBGs and the MARs and things like that feeds to the EPA 1 and 2.
Exactly. But you still need the EPA. But reassuringly, the new one, the good thing about it is that you don't necessarily have to do everything inside of them if the consultant is happy.
Yeah,
That's the good thing.
And is there any specific number for the MARs?
Not really. It's flexible. The surgical number are less. So again,
I know, yeah.
one of the advantages of the new one is less numbers, which is good in a way.
Yeah.
But there are lots of other vague things that we don't know. So the non-clinical stuff. The GSAT form. Lots of things inside that you're not sure how to sign it, and you're not sure how to tick it off. So there are lots of question marks, and we won't know until years and years, when lots of people have submitted and accepted, then we can know more info about it. Shri, you've got a question as well. I'm sure Shri will ask a very detailed question now.
No, I'm not going to ask a detailed question. Thanks, Sayli, for coming in today. And hi, Mustafa. Good seeing both of you at the UKEGS. Just was wondering, you had no review and you still had 9 months to go. And I am a CESR trainee as well. So my last 5 years have been consumed with collecting this evidence and setting up or filling up the old and the new portfolio now. What did you do in those 9 months while you waited? Like anything that you would suggest to an applicant that this is what you should do, or you thought, oh, I could have done that in those 9 months? I know that you didn't get any review, but is there anything in your and Mustafa's experience that you would suggest people who are waiting in those 9 months of between the submission and the result? Is there any suggestion like how to? Is there anything that I can preemptively do or make use of it? Basically, a little vague question. Sorry, but I just want to know.
I think when you submit the application, you may have an idea that I think this is missing, and maybe they can get back to me.
Yeah.
For example, not for me, but one of my friends. So I think so. One of my friends, they need this complications log. I think a log of complications. So they had not submitted it. So she just had kept. Okay, let me tell you my example. So some of the competencies which are needed, they I was told that I should make a separate log of something, some competencies. So I wasn't sure, I was confused whether I will really need it or not. So I just had kept it ready in those 9 months just in case I need it. One of my friends, she didn't do the complications log. So when she submitted, and she kept it ready in those 9 months just to make sure that in case they ask for it, she'll keep it ready.
Okay.
So what I think is when you submit the data, you know that I
What
think
is
they
this?
may
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back to be for this thing. If you know of 2-3 things, those 2-3 things, while you're waiting, you can just keep them aside and ready.
Yeah, I have a couple of things which I Mustafa already knows. I'm working on that, and he said go ahead, keep working. It shouldn't be an issue. But the other thing I wanted to ask is, are you did you keep updating the portfolio? Did you do any CBDs, or did you update the logbook or anything like that? Because now it's a bit confusing, because now my CV is ready as per the CV submitted for GMC, and I've kept that CV at one place. But I have done other things, like done an oral presentation, done a poster, blah blah. So I'm not adding that to that CV. I've kept that separately.
What you can do is, if you want the copy of CV which you have uploaded, all the documents which you have uploaded, just keep it aside. Okay. And maybe make a copy of the similar thing and keep on editing it in the new one just in case. But I don't think they'll ask you for the CV again.
Okay, fine.
If what they need you have already submitted, then I don't think they ask for these things again.
Again and again. Okay, fine. So just keep that as it is. Don't edit that one, because I just don't want things in discrepancy. But then I also don't want them to ask me again and then say you haven't added this, and there shouldn't be any discrepancy. That's
exactly. So whatever you are adding new, make a duplicate of that and add to the duplicate.
Okay.
Don't add to the new one, otherwise you'll get confused.
But the other problem is the logbook now. I do maintain the iLogbook, and now I keep on adding on the iLogbook.
That's fine. It will be an addition, isn't it? So that should be okay.
Usually, yes. So again, to answer your question, usually you kind of know what's weak. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Shri, your application will be even better than Sayli's one. I'm pretty sure. Okay. You're my next sort of Caesar chats.
You're too kind.
You're too kind.
I think you guys are not giving yourself enough credit. So I think your application is great, even much better than mine. It's easier than that. Okay, I know at this stage you're kind of thinking, oh, something is missing. Usually that it isn't. Okay, and I'll tell you. If something is missing, I'll let you know. But my advice to you specifically is just ignore the whole thing now. Okay, get it out of your mind and just start focusing on your fellowship. Just build your CV as much as you can, so you're ready to apply to a consultant job. Because remember, you are legal to you are eligible to apply for consultant jobs if you've submitted CESR and you're waiting to hear back from them within 6 months or so. So there's a bit of gray zone there, but you are eligible to submit and apply. So just try and relax. I think you'll be fine.
You should start doing a consultant course soon.
Someday, I think.
So that's what I did. I did my CESR from Royal Free. submitted my application, and then and in the meantime I got a Moofuse fellowship.
Yeah.
So now I'm enjoying my Moofuse fellowship because I don't have that CESR. Like I was looking forward to the like whatever emails or something you're getting, but the chunk like collecting the data and all those things has been done, so you can just focus on the new fellowship.
So you're no longer maintaining like a glaucoma logbook. I know that you're a glaucoma fellow, right? Or no,
Yes,
glaucoma
yes,
consultant.
yeah. So in the logbook I keep on adding because you have to keep it updated.
No, the data logbook, the patient logbook, basically, not the eye logbook. Not right.
No,
I've not done it as well. I've not done a single CBD.
Enough.
Exactly.
Enough.
No.
Enough.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
don't
Enough.
add
Enough.
anything else because you know you
Okay.
yeah it's just
Yeah.
relax, just focus on your
Yeah.
actual career now, you know, just focus on your work, you know. I think
Thank you.
so you're ready. Yeah. There was a question about 14 fish. So Maha was asking, you know, she's feeling disencouraged by 14 fish. Again, Sayli, you're quite lucky because you haven't used 14 fish. You will start off signing other people now on 14 fish, but for those, I've mentioned this before, 14 fish is not a necessity. Okay, you don't have to use it. There are some forms there, just fine. You have to email the college and the 14 fish people themselves so they can unlock stuff for you, I believe. Lots of extra work that you might not need to do at all, just by doing everything outside of 14 fish. So basically you can just download the forms, use it electronically, either print it off or just send it to your consultant by email. If you're happy, just please have a look, amend it as you see fit, and return it back to me. Someone was saying that actually you don't need the consultant's signature on the thing, you know, just their name might be fine. Because remember, at the end of the day, the evidence will be verified from a verifier. So the consultant themselves does not need to sign. Yeah, just name is okay. So what you can do, just, you know, send it by email, and that's it. So so things are very flexible. There is no excuse. Okay, so just sit with your consultant, whoever that is, and ask them, what would you prefer? Would you prefer me printing it off and then you can sign it by hand, or should I email it to you? My suggestion is do whatever skill it is. Let's say ultrasound, and then get them to see you, or not if they're happy, and then fill it out, and then just tell them, okay, I've got it here. Are you happy with this? And that's it. Yeah. So paper is the quickest because emails will take forever and they will ignore it, and so paper is the easiest. Then scan and then use it later. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, because I like most of my evidence was like I used to send them via the old curriculum. You could send it the forms to them and they would sign it. But when this was like it changed over and I still needed some evidence, I used the paper forms. Then I used to fill it in like in the Word, like on my computer, take a printout, and they would sign it.
Yeah.
So like they knew that I had done like for example an ultrasound with them, and then you fill it properly, and then give it to them.
And remember, again, someone asked about the handwriting. Is it okay for me to sign it, to fill it out instead of my consultant? Yes, that's fine,
Yes.
because they're assuming the consultant will read it, and if they're not happy, they'll change it. But it's fine to write everything in your handwriting. That's okay. Yeah. Someone asked about, again, the exam. And Sayli sort of mentioned a very good point, is do not wait. Okay, do not wait until you pass your exams. That might take years. So both are together, separate. So prepping for the exam is one thing. Together with it, in the clinic, at your work, you need to start collecting evidence. Do not wait. Okay, it's just a waste. I'm sure most of you guys are already senior enough. You know, there's lots of financial commitments as well. Do not fiddle around. Just get things done. You know, do not wait. Do not postpone. Who knows? Maybe rules will change. You know, later on they might cancel the whole CESR thing. We don't know. They've already extended the ILR sort of rule, you know, in the UK. So who knows? You know, so things are changing. So get things done quickly. Do not wait. Yeah, it's very easy to come up with excuses, you know, whatever they are, but get things done. Again, the exam issue is separate. Okay, so we might be able to at some point discuss that further in detail because we're running out of time now. But I might be able to find someone who got their CESR in the past without having FRC off. Yeah. So if that person has truly done that, I might be able to invite him to these sort of sessions. I'm sure lots of you out there would be very happy to speak with him, because lots of people are having that main barrier to the whole process, and them being put off because of the FRC of you're too old enough, you're too experienced, you don't want to bother studying part one basic science, and you just have got FRCS or whatever. So that might be an option, but it's not straightforward. Okay, I'm sure whoever is attending the next college training day, if you ask them, I haven't got FRC off, can I submit? They'll say, oh, you can submit, but it's very unlikely you have it accepted. You need much more evidence, more paperwork. It's just a hassle. Do the exam easier, I think. And if anything, I'm sure you say you agree. Actually, the FRC off exam is essential if you're becoming a consultant here.
Yeah.
The FRCS does not cover all the English curriculum. It doesn't talk about audit. It doesn't talk about
Yes.
safeguarding. It doesn't talk about guidelines. These things are crucial as a consultant here, because if you're a consultant and you don't know these things, you're in trouble. So it's a good base before becoming
Yes.
consultant. Yeah.
And I would like to add that whenever you're working, if you keep on discussing with the trainees as well, like how they are collecting data regarding the 14 fish, because they are also new to it.
Yes.
So they may have ways of finding out, or so they are very helpful. So if you try to ask them as well, they would also help you that, we are doing in such a way, you can collect in this way. So because for me, for example, when I was collecting data for Latland cantholysis, I thought that you have to do it in an emergency setting only, whereas you can do it when you're doing any entropion or ectropion surgery. So the trainees would tell me that, you can get signed off for this, that. So keep on discussing within your department as well. They can come up with ideas so you can get signed off quickly.
I totally agree. And trainees are usually very helpful as well, by the way.
Yes.
And you are lucky
Yes.
if you're in a unit where trainees are, because the consultants are more supportive. Yeah.
Yes.
And it all goes back to your relationship with your colleagues. If they like you, they will support you. Okay. There's nothing called, the trainee has got better chance of learning than you. It's not like that. Okay. So you both are doctors. You're there to learn. It's a teaching hospital. It's all about negotiating your way through, I think. Has anyone got any other questions for Sayli? I'm not going to ask you any more about the course. If anyone has got any questions about the tutoring course and sessions that I do, just text me. I'm on WhatsApp. Just text me. I would like to finish this with reminding everyone that the college presidency elections are due very soon. You all know who I'm going to vote for, I think. Yeah. So Muhammad Al Alfi is a cornea consultant, and he's the only person from the candidates who's gone for CESR. Yeah. And he's very hardworking. He's very involved with the exams as well. So if anyone out of you there wants better support, wants to be heard better, that would be the person to go for. I don't know, obviously, if you vote or not. That would be my suggestion. All the other candidates are very good. Some are excellent as well. But from the CESR sort of IMG side of things and exam side of things, he will be the person to go to. Yeah. And obviously, if you've got any specific questions for him, I'd be more than happy to forward you his contact details, and then you can ask him whatever you wish. And you are allowed to vote for more than one person, by the way. Yes, there is an order. I'm not sure if you know this. An order, and then you can just vote for one. It's up to you. Fine. I think that's enough for one day. Thank you very much, Sayli. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Joining us.
Thank you, Mustafa. Yeah.
When are you starting in Hillingdon?
February. So
February.
3 months.
Soon. 3 months soon. Have you done much work in Moorfields? I mean, have you done enough sort of trabs and tubes and stuff,
Yes.
interesting stuff?
Yeah. So as I had like experience from Royal Free,
Yeah.
got quite a free hand. So was from day one they fortunately allowed me to do the cases.
Good. So
it's
apparently
been a
you've
good-
got you've had good experience at Royal Free. So again, for
Yes.
those out you that not just for glaucoma, for CESR as well. Apparently she's been supported quite well. But and you would have carry on.
Sorry. Just wanted to like if you can stay at one place, that's
agree.
really
I
good.
totally agree.
Because it is less your evidence collection also becomes less complicated.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like if it's possible.
Yeah. And you wouldn't mind if anyone can text you if they've got any
Yes,
questions or anything?
yeah, happy to help. Yes.
That's fine. Great. If no one else has got any questions, thanks, Sayli. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mustafa.
Enjoy your new job. Yeah. Take care.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Bye now.